This is an example of a meme or trend on Twitter that'll spoil like a gallon of milk left out on the counter overnight. It feels like its novelty has already evaporated with meme culture, quickly moving away from it. And despite its short lifespan, I'm fascinated by how brutally honest this meme is about the experience of Twitter and how we literally lust for engagement. It's unnecessarily vulgar in how it symbolizes the feedback loop of engagement on this platform. When someone tweets something provocative or controversial, intentional or otherwise, they're often hiding their intentions behind some humorous quip, innuendo, or euphemism. With this meme in particular, the visual accompaniment of someone getting pleasure sexually from sticking a phone that vibrates when they get a notification up their ass completely strips away the pretenses of interacting and posting on Twitter. That pretense being that our need to be heard or listened to is impertinent to getting a hit or viral tweet. Having the main symbol of this meme format being inherently sexual illustrates how users may subconsciously view engagement on the platform, seeing it as a pleasurable experience when the big number goes up, regardless of how well-intentioned or thought out the tweet actually is. The flavor text that associates the tweet is often meant to be provocative in a way that would elicit responses easily, usually using a hot take or blatant misdirection to get people to respond. Having flavor text like this associated with something sexual is a powerful concoction. Using sexual content as a way of driving up views, likes, and other engagement is verifiably proven to be effective. Just look at how many After Dark accounts you follow for proof. We're inherently sexual creatures. Our eyes are immediately drawn to the anime character laying in the bed with her face flush and her hand over her mouth. We automatically view this image as being sexual despite how the content of this image may be different. And to reiterate my point from earlier, this meme strips away the pretense of wanting engagement from an intentionally provocative tweet. In fact, it's quite meta in its own language. Notice that these tweets are exclusively in the first person, describing the acts of making a post or even describing a scenario where they're going to speak on something that'll inevitably cause a stir. This tweet and the users are aware of the platform that they are posting on. What's also interesting about this meme is that it isn't just brutally honest in its presentation of our addiction to engagement on social media, but how many users fail to see how it is a criticism of that desire and continue to fish for tweets anyway. The whole premise of shoving a phone up your ass to use as a vibrator is so comical that I can only see it as some form of a parody of these tweets. The lack of a euphemism or pretense further proves this point. Getting a prostate massage because you tweeted out that dream is ugly shows how alluring the feedback loop of engagement on Twitter really is. In an internet-dominated world, it's a constant struggle to be heard. The unexpected problem of social alienation is that it's strained the methods to how we get this type of dopamine fix. I talk about this in an upcoming video examining how this feedback loop affects our perception of information, and I'm going to be citing an example like this in that video. This tweet haunts me. Thousands upon thousands of people find this relatable and funny, but it's so frustratingly anti-intellectual that it begs the question, was this sincere, or was it only for clout? Stupid shit like this, to me, only leads me to believe that someone would do this for clout. Yeah, like no shit, they wrote it funny because the show is a fucking comedy. Here's another egregious example. I get that this is just trying to be relatable, but come on. Like, no shit you think. Are you now just realizing you have cognition, an inner monologue? This tweet's so stupid to me. It should just be examined by like first-year philosophy students when covering existentialism. Tweets like this have such an obvious motive for clout, despite the fact they're framed as thoughts about something that could potentially spark discourse. Or, you know, trying to be relatable. I might be overanalyzing it, but Twitter's entire design and function is about sharing bit-sized thoughts and other relevant media. Because of this genre of tweets, I've become a bit jaded to Twitter as a platform, coming to see it as an elaborate game of cultivating likes and shares, while highlighting the most volatile yet unnecessary discourse. I won't be the one to pedantically talk your ear off about how bad social media is. It's discourse that's been run into the ground. The fact that I'm a YouTuber looking to get an audience through social media and social capital kind of renders any deep criticism I have of any of this null. I'm not going to throw stones at glass houses. It's all a game that we play, but I think it should be analyzed and talked about in depth. The underlying difference between tweets like these and the subject of this video is the self-awareness of the trend itself. It's refreshing to see something so brutally honest in our desire for a hit tweet. That brief moment of acknowledgement, whether positive or negative, makes us feel seen and heard. This dumb little meme subtly deconstructs the phenomenon, whether those using it in their tweet know it or not. Our desire for the little crumb of engagement can be read as something impulsive and as shameful as sticking a goddamn cell phone up your ass like it's a vibrator. That lack of shame is what makes it funny on the surface, but under the exterior of the meme, it can be read as a criticism of how users gamify Twitter. Remember that meme culture isn't just a whirlpool of content meant to be funny or discourse sparking. Memes are a form of communication that reflect our attitudes on not just culture, but the state of life and the world itself. As with most of my content, I implore you to think critically about memes and meme trends like this, and come to your own conclusions. And thanks for listening to me ramble incessantly about people shoving phones up their ass. I guess. It's a really weird video, but thanks for watching if you're here. Bye.